Okay. All right. So put that up. Take this off. See the way that does? Gets oil all up in there. Now take and just wipe it off. And I always close it up to keep the garbage out of it. Just like with the detail tool. Okay, so when I put this thing on, when I took it off, I had the Stihl facing up. This time I'm putting the Stihl facing down. So I'm flipping the bar over.
Why?
There's conjecture on that. People say, hey, you don't need to do that and everything else. I always do it. That way it wears evenly. And when I change it is either when I sharpen a chain or take off a chain and sharpen it, or every year when I go to clean it up is usually when I do it. I need to before I do anything is I always make it a habit to have on gloves whenever I mess with chains. I made that mistake and gouged out a couple of good gouges on my fingers before. And you do that with this chain with diesel fuel on it and everything else, and it's like, wow. All right. Come on. There we go. Right. So I basically want to be sure it's in the track and be sure it's on the sprocket. And I'm just going to take it out a little bit for right now. And until I adjust it out, I always usually just finger tighten. Out here towards the side, hold up, and then you'll hear everybody say not to tighten these too much. I try not to tighten them too much because there is 2 bolts. I just, like that. That other one, earlier when I took this off, it was way too tight. So, now, after that works, you notice I need to tighten it up a little bit. It kind of loosened up on me. On and notice how I can take that off really a lot easier than the last time. Okay. So yeah. So the last thing I usually do is take and just touch up the blade quickly. Show you what I do are these Stihl, the Stihl 2-in-1. You can buy the Stihl. This one's a 3/8 regular, so it's a small diameter 3/8 that Stihl uses. It's smaller than what Husqvarna, Oregon, all the others use. But you can get one that's made by Stihl, but these are made for Stihl by Pferd. Okay, so this is the original, and it's made by Pferd, and it's definitely Pferd's, which are made in Germany, are definitely cheaper than the Stihls. Okay, so I've got one right here. This is a 3/8 inch Pico, so that would do like the 241, this MS362C that I have down here, this 193 or 192T right there, and oh, there's another saw. Oh, you look over there, I got a pole saw over there right behind HT 131 that works on. So the 3/8 is what I need right here for this saw. So generally what I try to do is I look down through here and you look for the driver link. You'll see the main link. There's generally a color, and I guess I'm not seeing the color. Maybe, oh, there it is. It's on this side. You see it right there. So what I do is I bring that up to a point, and that's where I start sharpening from. So I usually always stick it in a vise, and what I do is I put these on both sides of the vise, right like this, so it won't interfere with the spinning. Keep your fingers out of the way of the vise is a big hint. Wait, it's missing. I got it. Okay, and then I just tighten it down a little bit. I don't want it too tight because I don't want it to mess with this, but I don't want it to move. So what I usually do is start right on that yellow, so that way I know when I go around where I'm at. And so I go on and pull this out. Here's the 2-in-1. So I always have fun with this. As you can see, there's the arrow. So what it does is it takes and it sharpens the driver, and then it takes down the oh shoot, I can't remember what that's called. I tell you, I'm getting old. You know, somebody can always comment and say, hey dummy, that's what it is. I'm like, okay. So this way, and it gives you the angle that you got to keep, because you keep this angle with that, and then this one, you know, runs through this, but it always goes this way. So I'm usually sitting here about 3 or 4 times, sitting there flipping it around to find out which way, oh, which way do I have to do it, you know, and all this stuff, because I always get messed up. So the first one I have to do is this way. So what I've got to figure out then, it's going to go like this. So it's going to make me, what I try to do is I try to make it so I can push it that way. But it wants me to go this way. So it's just a little game. No, that ain't gonna go like this. Yeah, there we go. I think it does. Yep, there we are. No, we're not. See, I guess I'm gonna have to go like this, aren't I? Okay. So that's the way it wants to go, and I'm gonna start out in front of the driver, and I always turn on the chain brake to hold it. Okay. Now, I'm not perfect at this. If I just do this to just touch it up, so I'll run it through like 5 times. If it's really bad, then what I'll do is I'll use the chain grinder over here and actually basically reset the whole thing. Okay, so Let's see how good I can do. Remember, don't butcher me on this. I'm not the greatest on sharpening with files. Okay? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's 1. So I got this one right there. And go around. Next one's going to be that. Let's go right down into there. Grab that again, turn off the brake. Take that down here. You know what I like is it hits the I can never, like I said, I can't remember what that's called, but that's your depth, basically, so that your driver here, or your cutter, will cut. So you have to take that down so that this one will continue to cut as it goes backwards and down the slant, which y'all watching this, you pretty much know about that. So, but it's nice that it takes down that driver at the same time. So it's not 2 steps to do like it is over here on the chain grinder. So I did that one last. So here we go. Okay. Going to be the next one. Notice there's things coming up right here. So we'll start with this one right there. That one. Now we're down here. So that's going to be the new one. Okay. So I basically got this one and this one. So Okay. So that's all of them done. So now I go back to this way, which it falls back into that. Okay, flipping it over to, there we go. I'll tell you, it takes a minute, but you get it. Okay, so what I need to do is start right here, and then there's my main. So, uh-oh. So yeah, so here's where you kind of throw it. What I got to look at is this thing. Ah, there we go. I had to think about it a minute, so I have to push that way. I have to make sure this goes across the depth gauge. So,
Depth gauge, that's what it's called.
yeah, I guess it's a depth gauge. I don't know, they have a more technical term, but we can call it a thingy. That thingy right there, okay? That's how you want to call it. So you can tell me later on, hey hun, how short is that thingy? Okay. So there we go. This one feels a little bit easier going this way for me. But you're getting to see right now how this is done in real time on a 20-inch bar. Which this happens to be a 72 driver on a 20-inch bar. There's one. 5. Okay, so next one will be right here. Right there.
Ooh, wrong way.
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. That's not good for the file to do that either. Remember arrow. Arrow. Okay. Yeah, believe me, nobody said I was perfect. I'm far from it. So when I said that you'll get some laughs and everything else, you probably will get some laughs. This one's a new one. Yeah. Let's see. There's our part down to here. So here's my last one right here. Okay. So you can kind of take a look at that. Looks pretty good. It's pretty sharp. Okay. There we go. Now, take it over here. And this one tends to stay on the tractor anyway, in case I need it. But, that right there. These saw hauls, they are awesome. I recommend them for anybody, but they are fantastic. I usually lock them on because you never know. Things have been known to go missing before. Put it that way. I don't remember how I did it. That's one there. It's not going there. No, it's gotta go here. Yeah, it is there. Okay. Plus the other thing about keeping it locked like that, keeps that from flying out on you. I've never had one do it, but just in case. All right. Okay, so don't be too hard on me. And don't laugh at me too much, but that's what I do with cleaning up quickly for summer. Once the saw has been used during the winter time. So I'm going to do a MS362C here. Also, I'll do one for it, you know, cleaning up this MS362C here in a little bit. So thanks for joining me. Have a good one, and leave a comment, and please be nice. See you later.